Network Protection Server, NPS. I promised a couple of more advanced lectures, especially if you're interested in Cisco. I will test NPS using a couple of Cisco devices. I have a firewall and switch, but we'll start with Windows Server over here, and we have to add this feature. Why would you go for NPS? There is a chance you want to authenticate your users using something that is called a radius server, and NPS allows you to enable radius. Radius is a protocol, and then you can allow Mike to use his username and password to connect to a VPN server. And yes, our server, our Active Directory will decide if Mike is allowed to connect to our network. Add roles and features. The full name is Network Policy and Access Services. It's fine. Next, 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 and that's it. When we're done, we'll see Network Policy Server. There's two steps that we have to complete. First, we have to add a client. A firewall, a router, a device that is allowed to ask questions. In my case, a Cisco ASA firewall 10.10.10.10 and the password that I want to use between these two devices. This line means that my ASA can use Windows Server 2016 to authenticate users. The next step is a network policy. Whatever name we want. Let's call it VPN. And conditions. There are two conditions that I like to add. The first one is to match what we created a couple of minutes ago, our ASA firewall. The easiest way is to go for a friendly name. Because we have given it a name, so let's use it, 5506. And then we can go for a group that we want. If we add a group here, let's say I will go for, let's say domain admins. Why not? And domain admins will be allowed to authenticate and will be allowed to, in my case, VPN into my network. To summarize, there are two conditions. The first one is a friendly name, and the second condition is a group that I have to belong to be allowed to authenticate. We click next, next, finish, and we're done. The next step is beyond our discussion, but if you're interested in Cisco, please stay with me. We'll test this connection from a firewall. We'll create a new group. Yes, I know it's beyond our course, but if you're interested in Cisco, please stay with me. I will give it a name, Server VPN. Okay. And add my server now. The same password. Okay. Apply. And I can test it. Authentication, I will put administrator and my password from Active Directory. Here we go. Awesome. In our next lecture, I will show you how you can authenticate using a Cisco switch.